started Patrick Stevens, you'll run this one.
Malik last night, obviously the flagrant in the first half. I think it was the first half. It was the second half. But anyway, you have that, and also it's the strong start. How frustrating was it to see the flagrant, first of all, because it seemed like that was something that could have been avoided. But also, how much do you need him to avoid those types of things just because of the maturity and the responsibility he has?
I haven't seen Malik, and I'll see him in a little while. You know, we looked at the play. We didn't, unfortunately, they didn't catch the first one, so I thought it was a frustration thing. And that's a mental maturity thing that I think he'll overcome. He's a smart student athlete, so I'm not as frustrated with the foul as I am the reaction. So, we got to be a little bit more mature on that. And he's got to come out ready to play. I don't think his energy and enthusiasm to start was what we needed it to be. And you saw the real Malik the first 8 minutes of the second half. And that's the Malik we need in order to be competitive.
You alluded to it last night a bit, just about how the energy and whatnot at the start of the game. Just how difficult is it to summon that kind of energy when there's 4,000?
Right, and that is something that is going to be our challenge as we need to build and grow together. And I think there's no question all of us would agree on that. I think we're trying to do our part and put a product on the floor that I think Hoya Nation will be proud of, that we play hard, we play together. I think it's a fun style, but we need everybody to come out here and do that, because when we go on the road, you're playing in front of a sold-out house every building we walk into. And it's not so much that these teams are playing against this current team, they're playing against Georgetown. That's who they're playing against. I've been on the other bench when we played against Georgetown. So I'm telling you that from experience. And we have to embrace that, but we need all of the DMV to come out and grow with us. That will really, really help us build our program back to national relevance.
How long did it take you to build Providence to a national figure in terms of attendance and support?
Well, you're looking at two totally different spectrums with respect to, in that city, it's the pro sport. It is the pro team. Here, the Wizards, the Mystics, the Go-Go's, right? You're dealing with, the Caps. You're dealing with the Wizards. You're dealing with the Commanders. You're dealing with the Ravens. You're dealing with the Orioles. Like, there's a lot of different, and then you're dealing with all of what Washington, D.C. has to offer, which is amazing. So you're really fighting for everybody's attention. And again, we're trying to do our job by winning, by recruiting, by being in our community. So I think it's just a totally, totally different situation. And again, we have to do our part. Winning helps. Winning helps. And again, hopefully when people see this and they listen to this, Saturday is a really, really important game, a Big East matchup, an ACC matchup on our home floor. If you're going to be a tournament team, these are the games that the selection committee will come back. Who did you play? Where did you play? And what was the result?
Speaking of Saturday, what do you see out of Clemson? What kind of team are they, for those of us who don't know?
Truly, for those who don't know, we're almost a mirror image of one another.
Oh.
The coaching style, the physicality, the pace of play. Their offensive efficiency has been greater than ours this year. Their coach has been there 16 years. Brad is a savant on both sides of the ball. He did a great job in the portal. He had red shirt Buckner who come back. So it's going to be a very, very intense, really physical game. Very, very physical game.
Thank you.
Were you pleased with your paint touches? It looked like there was a point in the game where it was almost like it was stress. Get the ball to the mismatch. And then at one time in the first half, I don't know if it was by design or not, KJ posted up his guy. Are we looking just for more paint touches below those dashes? Yeah,
we are. I mean, we try to emphasize, how many times can we live in somebody's house, right? We want to put a bed up in the middle of the paint, right? We want to try to touch the paint. When you can put pressure on the paint, you put pressure on the rim. And again, everybody's attracted to the ball. And again, anytime you can get suction to the ball, there's opportunities on the perimeter. And then when you play off of 2 feet in college basketball around the rim, normally those are fouls that you're creating. So it's definitely a point of emphasis we try to talk about.
Would you like to see this team push the ball more, have the opportunities to play just a little bit quicker over pace?
Well, it's funny you ask that, because again, when we do play off of, we play with pace, especially on misses. And unfortunately, our discipline defensive, we've been fouling a lot in 3 games that we've played. We've fouled a lot, so we're playing against a set defense because they're shooting free throws. So again, but on misses and turnovers, we're as good as anybody in the country in transition.
Coach, what about Julius Halifanui? You talk about this game on Saturday being a real big physical game. We know what Vince brings to the table. What physically are you looking for him on this big time matchup?
Well, Julius has been under the weather, so you're seeing in his gift. His gift is his skill set, his ability to pass. You can run your entire offensive package through him, right? And he'll continue to grow. People forget he's still a freshman. He's a sophomore being in college, yet this is really his first full year playing. So he'll continue to get better and better. We got to get him healthy. That's the most important thing.
Yes, sir.
You've gotten through 3 games and had 4 total 30-minute games from individual players, which is something that felt like happened almost every single game this season. How encouraging is that? I'm sure you expected that with greater depth. How encouraging is that? And do you think that's something that you're going to be able to continue to have moving forward, where you might not have to rely on any one guy?
Right. Fair question, and I appreciate you recognizing that. That's our depth. And again, our goal is to try to utilize our depth with our ball pressure, with our speed, with our length. Don't know when that rotation will get cut. If it'll get cut, that remains to be seen, because there's a lot of similarities with a lot of our players, and what one player can do, the other one can't, and vice versa. So you're trying to balance time and score, matchups, quickness, length. It's really a chess match amongst our staff to what we're looking at in our game preparation.
Do you see it almost as a little bit of an accordion, where it might be 10 guys one game, 8 guys the next?
Sure, definitely. And again, I'm just trying to win the game. I really don't care who plays. Somebody from Georgetown's going to play. I'm not looking at numbers. I'm looking at who is getting it done, who's productive, who understands the overall with respect to the scout of the game, and who can impact winning. That's what we're looking for.
Does that mentality extend to starters too?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. This is we're trying to win, and by any means necessary, with respect to integrity and character, we're trying to get us a W.
How much do you think Vince is benefiting from more time to work with? Not just, obviously the raw numbers are going to be higher, but do you feel like he's settling in, maybe, certainly more than he did last year?
Yeah, he's definitely settling in. We've got to continue to instill confidence in him, continue to tell him he has to be an imposing figure, right? Play hard, play relentless, right? Continue to move the ball. I think every game we've played, he's improved every single time.
Langston went from 4 to 7 minutes last night.
You'll see that continue to climb. Okay. You'll see that continue to climb for sure.
Did Jules lose 40, 50 pounds?
Julius, I think, lost a total of 47 pounds that I think I picked up.
You talked a little bit about having a fun style. Players are proving that if they've had limited roles elsewhere, but they've come here and they have flourished. How does that help you during the transfer portal, that guys can look out and say, if I go to Georgetown, I get an opportunity because Coach Cooley provides opportunities that maybe my previous coach didn't?
You know what I see beauty different than other people, right? And I look at that, and where I look for what can that player do to help me the way we coach, the way we play. And style of play may not fit where they were. I think the secret to our sauce is confidence, relationship, open, honest, direct, very transparent. There's no gray area. How you're recruited is how you play. At the end of the day, are you holding up your end? Are you holding up your end? In our world of portal and NIL, it's not a one-way street. It's not. Right? If we're open and honest with one another, I'm going to give you a chance to be special. You still have to do it.
Coach, you have 4 players on the team that were team takeover teammates right here in the DMV area. You definitely have more DMV players on the team this year. How important moving this year was it to make sure that you have guys from the hometown and also moving forward for this Georgetown squad?
Well, when we took the job, I think it's important to recognize that this is one of the more fertile recruiting grounds in all of America. And whether they're team takeover, team half over, or team no over, Takeover has a really good program. Durant has a good program. Thrill has a good program. Melo has a good program. Warriors have a good. If you fit Georgetown and we feel that you can help us get where we're trying to go to, and you happen to be local and you're one of the better players in America, we want you, right? And I'm glad that those kids are doing well and flourishing. Hopefully it helps us get more.
Thoughts on Jaden Ford's first 3 games?
developing.
Yeah.
Jaden Ford, I think sooner than later he's gonna that he's coming, right? Again, Jaden didn't play a senior in high school, redshirted, right? So little by little, we just have to be patient with his development, and we're gonna make sure we're patient with his development.
Do you feel like, just going back to Jaden, do you feel like more high school students or high school players would benefit by not playing that first year?
It all depends on where you are physically, right, and where you are mentally. Like if those two match and you're able to produce, if it was my child, I would want my child to redshirt. That's me. That's me, the dad. Me, the coach. If you're ready to play, we're gonna play you. But I think it can't hurt you. It definitely can't hurt you. It could only help you, because very rare freshmen gonna come in and beat out Vince. It's just gonna be very difficult on know-how, on physicality, on just world, right? I always tell our guys, you can't Google experience. They can Google everything else, but you can't Google experience.
All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you,
you
Coach.
guys. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thanks, sir.